I'm at a loss for words. I don't know what you want me to say. I have a lot to say, but as far as anything positive goes, well, it's very few and far between. The good news is that this unbeaten run that we have had over the course of the last 13 games, I think it was, is finally over. The bad news is we have A, not won a single Premier League match since the start of 2026, and B, have not won a single game in our last 5 Premier League matches. Draw, 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 defeat. Most of whom at the hands of absolutely dog shit teams. There is no righting the ship at this point. And I say that because you cannot tell me that with 67% possession, you have not only, 12 shots, but 3 shots of those 12 on target. You can't tell me possession means anything in the match if there's no goals, really, to build off of it. The sad part is that a lot of the opportunities that Bournemouth were getting were either off set pieces or off breakaways and poor defending. That is how we're getting beat every single match. That is how we are getting conceded on every single match. Poor defending and breakaways after long possessive stretches, which result in fucking nothing. You want to know the differences between Bournemouth and Liverpool? Liverpool will start an offensive press and then pass the ball 12 times only for it to get kicked away eventually by a defender of the opposing side. When is the opposing side, whether it be Bournemouth, Leeds, somebody, they'll do kick, 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 shot. When they have the opportunity to have possession anyway. There is no extensive period of kicking the ball endlessly back and forth to one another. It's just kick, kick, try to make an attempt. For the most part, from what I'm noticing. And the worst part about this all is that this could have been an entirely preventable defeat if we had just defended the fucking set piece. Speaking of defending, am I gonna get pissed? I call this section the Tale of Two Virgils. Because for the first part of the first half, Virgil van Dijk was the absolute worst defender on this field. I can't blame Konate because Konate is currently not playing for the team. He is taking care of his personal matter in regards to the passing of his father, and I hope he is doing well. Virgil, on the other hand, I'm not sure if it's exhaustion. I'm not sure if it's a brain lapse. I'm not sure if he's just not all that smart to begin with. If he was born and dropped on his head as a baby. You know, bigger guys are typically considered to be dumber amongst in history, like giant Goliaths and what's it called? Like monsters of history. They're all considered to be of lower intelligence. Van Dijk's a pretty large human being. Maybe he's just not all that bright. Because the mistakes I'm seeing this guy make are fucking astronomical. The first one, he poorly tries to get a block and kick the ball away, which allows, which has to force Joe Gomez to try and make a save on the ball. In doing so, he runs into Allison, And then he's not the same for the rest of the match until he's eventually substituted out, which was about 5 minutes or so after the fact. So Van Dijk's mistake essentially costs us a stable center back. And I'm not sure if he got hurt, Gomez, or what, but clearly he was a little shaken up off that collision. Wouldn't have been shocked if it was some sort of concussion, the way his head ricocheted off of Alisson's body. Alisson could also not make the defense because, well, I don't think he was prepared for it. That all stems from Van Dijk's very lazy attempt to defend the ball. The second time, well, all it is that Van Dijk was causing the onside for that second goal. All he had to do was not have his arm all the way back, and that goal would not have counted. But once again, because of Van Dijk, the goal counts. Now, it's kind of like more indirectly towards him, but still, the fact that he was the one that they were assessing if he was onside or not, or that's telling in itself. And then, after all of that, for the first half, he scores a set-piece header, giving us a start of what would hopefully be a comeback when it was 2-1 at halftime. Yes, Liverpool scored on a set piece. Believe it or not. I was as shocked as anybody. After that, Van Dijk is Van Dijk throughout the rest of the match. He tries, maybe, but that first half for him was very shocking before that goal. Horrific defending all around. Honestly, horrific defending in that last play of the game, too. I mean, he'll complain that he got knocked over a little bit, but I think he had to be stronger than that. I think everybody was out of position for that attempt at the throw-in. Ekitike, I don't know why he's right up Alisson's ass, but Ekitike should have been like a few feet back and probably would have had a better shot at saving that ball from going in. And I think he was a little bit too deep into the net because if you ask me, once that ball's getting past that line, there's nothing he can do about it because Ekitike is a little bit too far in. So, bad situation all around. That was just piss poor. And Van Dijk definitely earned the Van Disney nickname today, if I say so myself, because very poor. Very poor all around. You know who wasn't poor for the most part? Dominic Szoboszlai. Hopefully the next Liverpool captain after Van Dijk fucks off out of here. Now, I'm not going to lie, Szoboszlai wasn't like super noticeable for me on the field. Like, if he had the ball, I really wouldn't know because, to be frank, our offensive setups were quite piss poor in trying to press. But I got to be honest, man, when it comes to set pieces, there's no one I'd rather trust than Dominic Szoboszlai, specifically free kick set pieces. Him and Mo, I'm not sure what the conversation was that led to that beautiful move that they put together, but that was just such a sexy goal. Gorgeous. Beautiful. You would think that they was going to try and kick it over all their heads, but no. A little bit of a kickback by Salah, allowing the opening for Szoboszlai to get the ball in, and I was like, that was one of the most beautiful things I've seen all season. Once again, Dominic Szoboszlai proves to all of us that he is, in fact, the best player on the team this season. And there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's nice because at least Mo has some sort of goal involvement in this match. Because he, as well, was not particularly fantastic for a large portion of it. So, I mean, if all we have is Dominic Szoboszlai to score goals, and at times Florian Wirtz or Ekitike, we're fucked. We're fucked. Like that. Dominic Szoboszlai is the only person that could generate any offense for us on a consistent basis. It's a real shame. It truly is a real shame. And it basically leads me to my final portion of today's video. Get Slot the fuck out of here. Please. That was just a poor fucking game by him. Not only that, quite a few poor substitutions. I'm not mad about Rio coming in. I'm not necessarily mad about what's his name? Robertson coming in for Kirkez. Kirkez was a little bit rough in that first half. He had some good moments and he had some bad moments, but Robertson coming in at half, not a bad idea. Why the fuck was Endo subbed in for Gomez? I get Gomez might have been fucked up. Like, I'm sure I'll take a look at a report at some point saying that he got a little hurt, a little bit messed up. I assume he's got a concussion. The way his head ricocheted a little. But Endo's a midfielder. You don't play Endo all fucking game or all fucking year, and this is the most play time he's had in I don't even know how long. And you mean to tell me you put him at center back where he's not comfortable? It's not his preferred position? So right then and there, we were already kind of set up for failure, in my opinion. And this is why we needed to move at the deadline for Mark Gahey. This is why we needed to move at the beginning of January for Mark Gahey. Richard Hughes spent the entire summer trying to get Mark Gahey on the team, only for the deal to fall through at the very last second of the transfer window in the summer, and then proceeds to do fucking nothing about it in the start of January, allowing him to go to City. We don't have any fucking defensive midfielders who are at all performing well. I mean, Gravenberch, he's all right, but if you ask me, towards the end of that game, Gravenberch kind of cost us a little bit there with that yellow card he got with his behavior getting beat, and that didn't do us any favors. We're fucked. We don't have anybody. We have nobody. Especially if hypothetically speaking, if Joe Gomez is hurt, who the fuck's gonna play for the center back position then? Until Konate comes back. Maybe it might be the next match. But if he isn't back, say, in time for the Champions League match that we have, I think, on Wednesday, what are we going to do? We're going to fucking put Endo again? Like I said, I haven't seen Endo play that long of a match in I don't even know how long. And the most I've ever seen the guy play was when he had that insane game in the Carabao Cup a few years ago where he basically played the entirety of the whole match. And the poor guy's legs, they had to carry him off the field because he was exhausted. Can you blame him? He was running around like a madman. This is the most I've seen him play since that game. Very sad. Very sad. The fact that we have to take... I don't give a fuck what anybody says about this rotational garbage, this philosophy that we have. This is fucking stupid. Okay, and if Slot had something to do with this, the fact that he told those in charge who were with transfers and contracts, I was like, oh yeah, I have the guys for it. We're good. We can make changes. Fuck you. Okay, fuck your changes, because we needed actual players for those positions, and we're fucked now. I mean, for Christ's sake, United is 1 point behind us in 5th place. If they win, somehow, tomorrow, they'll be above us and we'll be in 5th. And worst case scenario continues if Arsenal continues to build points to win the league, which right now they're at 50. I don't think they'll hit the 90 by any means, but at least not right now, I can tell. Somebody get this fucking bald bastard off my team. I can't take it anymore. I can't take the arrogance of the interviews he's been having. I can't take the fact that he's fucking mentioning PSG as a benchmark for a fucking random game that had a draw. I think it was a draw that we had. I don't even know if we won that game. I can't remember. I'm so fucking infuriated right now. But I can't take it. I can't take it. It's clear as day he's not going to fix the team, so why is he still here? Fire him now. Put somebody in the position. Put Xabi Alonso in at the beginning of the at the end of the season. First signing to make in for the club in the summer, and let's be done with this. I've tried to be positive about the whole slot out thing. I have tried so hard, and I am at my wit's end because I'm watching two completely different teams right now from last year to this year. And it's infuriating. It is infuriating to watch. $500 million spent for half of the team to more or less be injured. No big moves made in January that we know of right now. It is now the 24th. We are a week away left of this transfer window. And you mean to tell me that we still don't need a center back? We still don't need a defensive midfielder? We don't need a left back? We don't need anything? The sooner Baldy gets off our team, the more I can rest easy at night, and probably the more positive I can be in these videos. Because I can't take it anymore. If FSG were looking for results when it came to trying to give Slot the benefit of the doubt, please tell me how the last 5 games, outside of any Champions League or FA Cup competitions, please tell me how that is a reasonable record to keep your job. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching Liverpool Latest, ladies and gentlemen. I wish I could have been a little bit more concise, but I'm very angry about the result of that game. Because lo and behold, the same thing that's been bothering us all season, set pieces, is what costs us the match. Congratulations, Bournemouth. You earned that one. As far as the video goes, if you subscribe, know that you'll never walk alone. At least from me. But we know the team is certainly going back on that slogan for the club. So, see you guys on the next one.